Hi everyone. Good, nice to see you all. Welcome, welcome. All right, just as everyone is coming in, so you will need yoga mat, a bit of space to practice, blocks if you have blocks wherever you are, a belt if you have a belt strap as well. But if you don't have these things, you can do the whole class without props. Or a yoga mat will be really good. Great. Cool. And then if I can just ask you to pop yourselves on mute so that the sound does not come through, that would be great. And then just make sure that you can see my screen as well. Yes, it's great. There's 30 of you on a Wednesday afternoon doing nurture and flow. This is nice. Sorry, I look that way because I've got you were on this screen on this side. That's why my face is that way, but I will teach this way in a minute. Cool. Good. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lisa, Liz, Amanda, Demetria. Nice to see you. Yoga with Bex. Nice to see you. Martha, Natasha. Nice to see you all. Perfect. All right, let's make a start then. We're just gone past 2 o'clock, so we will make a start. Just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me okay. Yeah, perfect. All right. So welcome to our a refresher structure class session, workshop, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of for the next like 90 minutes. We'll dive into looking at nurturing flow. So this is our class structure that is slow, that is a stretchy class, and it's a class that kind of leaves you feeling really restored and your nervous system calmed down. So it has energetically this kind of feeling of it is that there's not really a big peak that you're climbing. It's a slow, energetic kind of curve to the class, and then coming all the way down to a final Shavasana. So the class in itself is a 60-minute practice. So I'll take you through a 60-minute practice so you can get a kind of feel of the class, the pace of the class, the flow of the class, and then after the class we can talk a little bit about kind of like the do's and don'ts, or the key principles more than the do's and don'ts. I guess the key principles of teaching this class so that we're all aligning with each other and the members are getting the experience that they should be getting for a nurturing flow. So it has a really different feel from our Hotpod flow, nurturing flow. Kind of does what it says on the tin. It is a nurturing class. It's a very quiet class. It's quite a slow class, and it just moves in a very different pace compared to our Hotpod flow. So is anyone of you, and it's just maybe just put it in the chat box, is anyone new to teaching nurturing flow, has not taught the class before? Maybe a little wave of hands so I can see. Good, so most of you are quite familiar with it, right? Okay, yeah, fine. All right, so hopefully then this will be a refresher for a lot of you, a little bit of a reminder of how this class moves. So I really want you to enjoy the next kind of 60 minutes. It's such a treat for me to take you through. I know as teachers, it can be quite tiring teaching, so it's really nice for me to be able to take you through a class, and hopefully you feel a bit more rested and a little bit more stretched out, and then we'll have a little chat after the class. Does that sound all right? Yeah? Good. All right. So have your props with you. So that's the one thing about this class, like when you're teaching it, it's really great to encourage your students to have props. So always have like two blocks for this practice and a belt, depending on what poses you're doing. But when I teach this class, I always encourage students to have props with them and take them into the class, because it really allows the body to open up a little bit more, especially some of those juicier poses will help. Okay, so we are going to start on our back. So come all the way down. For those of you that like listening to music, feel free to put some music on if that is your jam when you're practicing. Of course, when you're teaching this, in the pod, you're going to have the heat, which is amazing when you are teaching this structure class, because it really helps to open up the body, especially those tight spots. And then the music adds to the whole kind of experience. And the music as well is a really kind of calm and chilled out playlist compared to the Hotpod flows. So that all aligns. So imagine those two things are happening. Imagine the heat and imagine the music. And imagine the smell. So like having the pod set up so that it smells really delicious, so everyone's senses are like tuning in and dropping in. So come all the way down onto your mat, release yourself all the way down. And take your arms up and over your head. And then feel a sensation here that the legs are extending out in front of you, and just play around with the feet for a moment. Just maybe flop the feet out and then draw the feet in. So you're externally rotating the hips, internally rotating, just kind of allowing this little bit of movement for you to kind of drop in and transition from your morning to your yoga mat. And then bring the legs to stillness and start to yawn the body open. So really reach the fingers to the back of your mat and then extending or pointing or flexing the toes towards the front. Good. Add some breath to that. So we'll take an inhale and an audible sigh out. And let the exhale soften your body. Good. Do that one more time. Inhale, stretch, elongate the body, stretch out the breath. Retain at the top the breath. Exhale, audible sigh out. And then gently start to bring the arms alongside your body. And then shuffle the shoulders down your back. Let the arms reach out alongside your body. The back of the hands will press down and the legs will extend away. If it feels comfortable for you to do so, you can close your eyes. And just take a moment of stillness here. Allow your body to settle. Allow your mind to arrive. And take an observation of your physical body this afternoon. From the head down to the toes. The front body, the back body, the sides of your body. Observe the whole of your body. And tuning in if you need to make any wiggles, adjustments, so the body feels comfortable. And so this practice invites this very slow energy. Slow energy where you become aware of your physical body and how it's moving. also taking your awareness to your breath. So just notice your breath on your physical body. And just resist the urge of making any changes to the breath. And as you keep that observation to the breath, can you adjust the physical body so the soles of the feet come together and you create a diamond shape with your legs? So you're getting a stretch around your inner thighs, your groin. Now give your body some space. So slide the feet out a little bit further forward so the knees can draw down. And then get a little bit closer to the breath by placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Continue that observation of the breath, noticing the hands rise and fall. And then slowly start to stretch out your inhale. And elongate your exhale. Stretch out your inhale. Elongate your exhale. So you're taking control of your breath. And you're finding a sense of ease with your breath. And this sensation that the breath is creating space around your body. And so throughout your practice today, keep that awareness on your physical body, but equal awareness on your breath as it draws in and out. Gently release the hands away from the body. And then slowly start to slide the hands all the way down to alongside your body. Place the hands to the outsides of your knees. And gently draw the knees together so the soles of the feet come down onto your mat. So let the arms rest alongside. Just take a moment here and slide the feet a little bit wider so you've got a bit more space around your lower back. Give the shoulders a little shuffle. And then come onto the heel of the left foot. So the sole of the left foot starts to lift away, but the heel is pressing down. And I want you to gently drag your left heel all the way to the bottom of your mat so that you're extending that leg away. Okay. And then bring your right knee in towards your chest. And interlace the hands onto that right shin. And start to find a little bit of movement here as you start to awaken your ankle. So you're circling into your ankle. And then circle in the opposite direction. You might play around with pointing and flexing the foot, just adding in any movement that feels good. Now bring the foot to stillness. And then start to circle the knee into the palms of your hands so you're starting to get into the hip socket. So you're easing into your hip. It could be small movement, it could be big movement. And then very gently bring everything to stillness. And then start to bend the elbows as you bring the right knee over to your right armpit. And then become aware of the leg that's on the floor and point the toes to the front of the mat so you're getting a gentle stretch in your quad on the left side. Good. We're going to move with the breath. So just pull the knee away so you've got a little bit of space. And then bring the knee a little bit closer so the elbows start to draw out. Good. Inhale, pull the knee away, arms extend. Exhale, knee draws in, elbows come out. Do that a couple more times as you draw the knee away. And then draw the knee a little bit closer. And then slowly release. Keep the hands interlaced for a moment. Let your toes relax on the foot on the floor. We're going to add a spinal twist. So reach your right arm out, palm faces down. Left hand to the outside of your right knee. And then pull the knee across as you find a nice spinal twist. You might find that you have to lift your hips up. Slide them over to the right as you pull the knee across. Once you've found the shape, become aware of your breath. Take some long, slow, juicy breaths into your body. So breathing in nice and long. And a long exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then without rushing, you can bring that knee all the way back to center. And draw the right knee in towards your chest. Good. Give it another little squeeze. And then extend your right leg away. And so you're back into what we call Shavasana. So you're lying on your back, just release for a moment. And take an observation of the right side of your body versus your left. And then slowly bend the right knee, sole of the right foot will come down. Bend the left knee, sole of the left foot will come down. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. Come onto the heel of your right foot, so the toes lift away, and then slide that foot all the way away from you. So you're feeling the calf press down onto your mat. And bring the left knee in, interlacing your hands. You will find that same movement as you're coming into your ankle. So you're circling into your ankle. Once you've circled in one way, circle in the other. Point and flex. That feels good for you. And then slowly just start to let the foot relax and take that same kind of movement into your knee, so you're getting into your hip. So find that circular motion, you're circling the knee around into your hands, easing into your hip. And then let's bring that knee a little bit closer over to the left armpit. You're going to find that your elbows are coming out slightly, arms are getting a little bit more active. And then think about the right foot, start to point the toes, so you're getting a really nice stretch along the front of that right leg. Moving the knee away, and the left knee moves away, and then draw the knee a little bit closer for one. Add your breath as you inhale, move the knee away. And then as you exhale, knee comes a little bit closer. And just do that a couple more times, finding a nice rhythm. The breath and body move. And then gently draw the left knee in towards your chest. Let's add our spinal twist. So the left hand will come out into a capital T. Right hand to the outside of your left knee. Breathe in. Pull the knee across as you exhale, as you find that supine twist on the opposite side. Remember, you might have to bump your hips across so you have a little bit more space. And just tune into this side versus the opposite side. See how that feels. And then slowly we'll come all the way back. Bring the knee all the way back. Draw it in. Good. And then extend both legs away. So extend the leg away and come back to that observation. Just release out. And just notice how it feels just to slow things down a little. Gently start to bring the knees back in towards the chest. Good. Place hands onto your knees and just release into the lower back. So that might mean you're rocking side to side. It might mean that you're taking circular motions. So find any freedom that feels good for your lower back here. Easing in. And you can stay doing this if you wish, or start to lift the legs up so the soles of the feet are shining up towards the sky. Either place the hands to the backs of the thighs, or start to take the hands up to the ankles, or maybe you take hold of your big toes with your index and middle finger. We want to keep the lower back pressing down, tailbone drawing down, and just gently rock side to side. So you're coming into a shape called Happy Baby. Releasing into the lower back, tailbone draws down. And then think here, what's happening with the feet? Can you draw the feet in line with your knees, and does that give you a little bit more of a stretch? Tucking the chin in. If it feels nice to like bend one leg and extend, feel free to do that. Just easing into the inner thighs, lower back. Watching your breath. This pose is called Anandalasana, Happy Baby. Good. Let's bring the knees back in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Good. Knees are drawn together, feet are drawn together. Place the hands to the backs of the thighs and just gently start to rock and roll. So there's no rush. Tap the toes on the floor, rock back. Tap the toes a couple of times, rocking back. And then coming all the way up, either cross the ankles and roll over the feet. We'll take the legs to one side, come into a box shape, find your tabletop position. So once you're in your tabletop position, keep spreading the hands nice and wide and align your hips and knees, tops of the feet pressed down, and we'll start to come into some simple movement here. So you're going to start to circle around, awakening into your spine, into your wrists, into your shoulders. And you can take it slow, you can take it fast, and take small movements, big movements, and allow the breath to flow with your movement. Good, really nice, everyone. How's your Wednesday afternoon body? Good. And then if you want to, you can come into your cat-cows. You can lift the chest, fill the space, and then you can flex and round and get a bit of space around the shoulder blades. Good. Moving with the breath, inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pressing and rounding. Good. Coming forward, opening chest and pressing and rounding. Lovely. Okay, find that neutral position. We're going to get into downward facing dog. So we're going to come into it really super slow. Have a look at your hands and really plug your hands down into the earth. Start to tuck the toes, take the gaze down, so you're looking in between the hands. And push your hips back very slightly towards your heels. And as you push the hips back, let the knees hover. And pause here and very slowly start to lift the hips up. Keep the knees bent, get the hips as high as you can. Once the hips are high, start to extend the legs away. So your first downward facing dog. Find any freedom in this shape and move in any way that feels good for your body. So that might mean tuning into the back of the legs, pedaling out. Whatever you need, ease into that first downward dog. Hands can even be wider than shoulder distance apart, allowing the upper body to open out a little bit more. Maybe hands can turn out slightly. Good. All right, keep pressing the hands down. On your inhale, come forward into a plank position. It's a nice, easy plank position. So let's drop the knees. Untuck the toes, push the chest forward, elbows drive back, lower down super slow as you come into a little baby cobra, working into the back body. Can you press the feet down? Can you draw the elbows in? Gaze is looking down. Tuck the toes, push the feet to your heel, and then come back to downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank, find that same length as you ripple forward, knees drop to the up, elbows back, lower down, finding that baby cobra. Can we lift the hands away this time as the elbows draw back? Press the feet down to lift the kneecaps, hands to the up, tuck the toes, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Good, do one more like that in your own time. So you're moving with your breath as you come forward, dropping the knees, lowering down, maybe hands on the floor or maybe hands lifted. And then find your way back to your downward facing dog. Lifting up. Beautiful, good. Let's lift the right leg all the way up. As you lift the right leg, pause and see if you can keep plugging your hands down and bend your right knee. Bend the right knee with keeping the hands pressing down, that stability at the base of your shape. Extend the right leg. Right knee to your right elbow. And place the foot to the outside of your right hand. Nice, good. Let's take a moment here. So let's turn the right toes out. Have a look at your back leg. Extend it away from you. And drop your back knee. Okay, I'm going to keep it a little bit more active. So let's keep the thighs drawing together as you lift the chest. You'll be on your fingertips. And draw the right thigh into the midline of the body. Good. Hold it here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're softening the body. Maybe the hands will drop onto the blocks. Maybe your hands will come down. Maybe your forearms will come down. And let your head release. This whole pose is about getting into your hips, your quads, your hip flexors. So just notice where the stretch is. And notice where the stretch isn't. Can you press the back foot down to get a bit more of a stretch in the left quad? Soften. And then those of you that have got a little bit more space, maybe the forearms come down. See how that affects the stretch. Or maybe you lift out and come back onto your hands. It's not always about depth. It's about finding space, meeting the body where it is. So option to stay here. Option to start coming back up onto your fingertips. Left hand is going to press down. And take the right hand on the inside of the right thigh. Take an inhale and push the knee away as you open out the chest. Good. So often what happens here is we collapse down into the left hip. Can you press that left hip away and press the left hand away so you're getting that nice lift up? Good. Nice adjustments, everyone. Let's reach the right arm up if you wish. Good. Open the chest. Good. Maybe the arm goes all the way to the back. Maybe you lift up the back foot. Maybe you find a hand and foot connection. And then notice if you're sinking into that left hip again, can you draw up and breathe? Find the breath. Steady, calm breath in. If you've got the hand and foot, release. Slowly bring everything back to center. Hands shoulder distance apart. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Downward facing dog as you take that right leg back. Take a nice slow pedal out here with your feet. Easing in. Staying here or coming back forward to plank position. Knees to the earth. Elbows back. Bhujangasana is your baby cobra. Legs are nice and strong. Feet roll down. Tuck toes, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Let's float the left leg all the way up. Bend the knee, yawn the hip open. Good. Keep both hands plugging down. Enjoy that opening of your hip. And then extend the leg, knee to elbow. And let's place that foot to the outside of the left. Good. So before you drop the back knee, get some length in the back legs. Really extend the back leg. Turn the left toes out slightly, lift your chest, and then drop the knee. Good. Keep it active. Both thighs are drawing together. Right glute squeezing, you're nice and stable. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll fold as we let the head go. Soften. Drawing your thighs together. Option to stay here. Option to grab your blocks. Option to come down to forearms. But can I keep this sensation of the left thigh drawing into the midline of my body? Dropping into your breath. Staying here or coming all the way back up. Right wrist under your right shoulder. Turning the left foot out. Left hand on the thigh, breathe in, and then we gently open out. This time, remember the right hip, draw upwards so you're not collapsing. You're feeling a nice spacious opening in the hips. Left arm will peel all the way up. Left arm might go to the back. Maybe the left foot meets the right hand. Once you're in your shape, breathe, nice, long, steady, calm breaths. Good. There's some effort from you, but there's some ease from you as well. There's some grace from you. A very old sutra that tells us, Siram Sukham Asanam, that every seat should be steady, comfortable, some ease or grace. Release out when you're ready. Good. Downward facing dog. Slowly come back to downward facing dog. Good. Option to stay in downward dog, or if you feel like it, you can come forward nice and steady. You can drop your knees, lower the chest, coming all the way down, finding that nice snaking action. Good. Can you feel the hip bones pull down? Bit of lightness around the hands, and then tuck toes, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Really nice, everyone. Inhale, lift the right leg all the way up. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the right knee all the way over to your right wrist this time. And see if you can take it a little bit wider. So you're feeling your knee and hip align, and release the back leg. So same action as before. Come up on your fingertips. Squeeze your thighs together, pull the belly in, right? So it's a bit more active. This effort here, lower part of the body, inhale. And then as you exhale, maybe you drop down to your forearms, coming into your pigeon pose. Very gently drawing the right hip back as the left hip comes forward. And then gently just release. Any variation in your pigeon that you want to take. If you want to walk your hands over to the right, feel free to do that. Walk your hands over to the left if you want to do that. Breathe. Nice, steady, calm breath. Let's take one more breath here. And then you can slowly, when you're ready, come all the way out. So come back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So that's your reset, coming back into that upside down V. See how it feels to be in that shape now. On your inhale, come forward to plank position. Let's drop the knees all the way down. Come all the way down to that baby cobra. And this time, once you get to baby cobra, start to take the hands a little bit wider. So you're coming up onto your fingertips. Tops of the feet press down. As you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly fold all the way down. So imagine there's a gold thread at the back of the neck. Inhale, you're lifting. Exhale, you're folding. Inhale, you lift. And then soften as you exhale, you fold. Hands come underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg all the way up. And then let's bring the knee over towards the left wrist. Good. Finding your pigeon, extend the back leg. Come up onto your fingertips again, so make it really nice and active. Lower body is drawing in, so that's your legs drawing together. Inhale, prepare. Some of you might stay here. Or on the exhale, take it to that sleeping pigeon. So you're getting a deeper stretch around your hips. And then notice if you want to take your hands for a walk anywhere. Does that make a difference to your stretch? Can you press your back foot down? Does that make a difference to your stretch? You need to ease out, or do you have more space to stretch? Extend, maybe arms further forward. And then you're going to slowly come all the way out. So move in that slow, mindful way as you lift. Both hands want to press down. So you're preparing for the next shape, right? That means hands are spread, shoulder distance apart, tuck the toes, and then you push back to downward facing dog. So each shape prepares you for the next shape. Beautiful, good. Inhale, come forward to your plank position, knees to the earth. Chest lowers all the way down. Come back to taking the hands as wide as you can. Elbows draw up. Draw the nose down as you inhale. Come up like a wave. And this time turn the head over to the right. And then come back to center and lower down, all the way down. Good. Inhale back all the way up. Feel the press of the fingers, a bit more activation. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Coming back to center and then lowering all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Good. Once you get into your downward facing dog, see if you can go a little bit higher on your tiptoes and then walk your feet all the way forward. Find a nice forward fold from here. Let the feet be about shoulder distance apart or maybe hip distance. You might grab your blocks now and place each hand on a block. Spread the fingers wide. Bend the knees as much as you need to. You're stretching the whole back chain of your body. So bend the knees here, hands equally on the floor. So you're trying to get equal weight in your hands and your feet. Good. Notice where the weight is distributed. Equalize the weight in your hands and feet. And then start to come up onto your fingertips. Keep the knees bent if you need to. Come up onto the fingertips and almost feel like here you're arching into the upper back. So you're getting a little back bend. On the exhale, you're softening and folding and releasing. Okay. We take the weight into the left foot. Slide the right foot behind the left. So you're crossing your ankles. And take the hands over towards the left and find a fold with your ankles crossed. Good. Breathe here, breathing in. Notice if your weight is back, can you bring your pelvis forward a little bit? Good. Bring the hands back, shoulder distance apart, unravel the legs, feet are hip distance apart. And then we shift the weight to the right, left foot slides over. Hands walk over towards the right and find that fold here. Weight is coming forward into the toes, you're stretching the back body. And then slowly come all the way back, feet are hip distance apart. Now we're going for a wider hip opener. Take the feet out to the corners of your mat, turn the toes out, squat pose, malasana. Good. Hands to heart center, palms touch. Slowly squeeze your glutes, lift the chest, gazes forward. And if it feels okay, you can close your eyes. And you can take your awareness up to a meditation point just above your eyebrows, where you've pulled your third eye. And you can rest your awareness to that meditation point. And see if you can keep this sensation of lifting upwards. Gaze forward, drawing the thighs very gently out with your elbows, opening out. And notice if it's difficult to be still. You can hold the shape, a steady mind, a calm mind. If your gaze is on your meditation point, just release that gaze. And then you're going to release your hands and let your bottom come all the way down. Once your bottom is all the way down, just wiggle your way forward, toes face forward, and you can reach your arms forward. Like if I was teaching in the pod here, obviously you can have this as a water break, or whatever else you would like to give, wipe with a towel, and then you can let everybody come all the way down, release your body all the way down. Good, so let everything rest, coming back into what we call Shavasana, so this resting pose, just let everything release. Take a moment here to come back to that observation of the body. And then slowly bring the feet all the way back in. So bending the right knee, bending the left knee. Keep your feet hip distance apart and just allow your right ankle to rest onto your left thigh. So your right ankle rests onto the left thigh. So options from here, place the right hand onto your right thigh and very gently pull that knee away from you. So you're feeling a bit more opening around that right hip. You could stay here or you can interlace the hands to the back of the left leg. And you could lift the left foot up if you wish. And notice if your right knee is collapsing in. So can you draw that knee out? Coming into a figure four shape. And then you can slowly release the left foot back down if it's lifted. And release the right foot back to the floor, feet are hip distance apart. Good, pause. And then we'll slide the left ankle onto the right thigh. Find your figure four. Left hand on your left thigh, very gently open out. Little press of your right foot down into the mat. If you're staying there, stay there, or you can start to play around with lifting the right leg up if you want to and see how that affects the stretch. Good. Left knee can draw out. Easing into the hips. Good, and then slowly start to release out of the shape. Left foot back to the floor. And if it feels nice to bring both knees into the chest for a moment, feel free to do that. And then set yourself back up to your feet, pressing down hip distance apart, and bring the feet now as close as you can to the glutes. So if you've got a block, you can do this pose with a block. It's a little bridge pose with a block. And in nurturing, this is where we ask for the prop. So it's really nice to teach this with a block. You can have it on a low setting on your lower back, or you can have it on a high setting, whichever feels comfortable. If you've not got a black block, you can still obviously peel the spine up, right? So wherever you are, Start to lift your spine away, so lower back, middle, top. Now play around with the arms. Do you want the arms up and over your head? Do you want the arms alongside the body? Or maybe the hands, one hand on heart, one hand on chest. Good. And if you haven't got a block, you can keep the arms up and over the head, or if you want the interlace of your hands, then you can place an interlace of the hands as you tuck the shoulders under. So whichever variation, this is working into your front body. Once you've found the shape, just settle, pause and observe. And can you add a little bit of activation as you give the feet a little press and lift the hips up a little bit higher? Hip bones are drawing up. It will take one more breath in this shape. And then if you've got blocks, slide your blocks away. If you've got an interlace, release your interlace, and then slowly let the spine come all the way down. Taking your time as the spine comes all the way down. Pause. Some of you, it might feel nice now to extend the legs away in front of you. For some of you, it might feel nice to take the knees mat distance apart and knock from side to side, or the feet, sorry, mat distance apart, and just knock from side to side. See what feels good for the spine. All options are welcome. Good. All right. Okay, and then we come into another inversion from here. So we're coming into shoulder stand. So you can do a second set of bridge, which is a nice gentler inversion as well, or you can do bridge pose with a block on your lower back and float the legs up, or you can do shoulder stand with the spine lifted. So see what works for you. So you can lift up, place the hands to the backs of the thighs, back, onto the lower back, and you can lift all the way up. Good. Whatever option you're taking, once you've found it, think about what you want to do with your arms, the placement of the arms on the torso, alongside the body. And then if your spine is lifted away, your hands want to stay rooted onto the lower back as you walk the elbows in. And then once you're here in the shape, see if you are tensing any part of the body. Can you soften? And then those of you that have got your spine lifted away, you can slowly, if you wish, you can draw the knees onto the forehead. And then you can extend the right leg away, extend the left leg away, keeping the hands on the lower back. And then you could slide your knees towards your ears. If you've got a block underneath you, you can stay exactly where you are. And then whatever option that you have taken, start to descend and make your way out of the shape, taking your time as you come all the way out. Good. Those of you that had a block underneath you, you can get the soles of the feet come together in a diamond shape. Those of you that did a little bit more of an active shoulder stand, you can take fish pose, placing the hands underneath your bottom, drawing the feet together. Gentle press of the forearms to lift up onto the crown of the head. Those of you with your legs in a diamond shape, you can bring feet closer if you wish, or a little bit further away. See how that feels on the stretch. Letting go of some of your effort now. Those of you in fish pose, start to release. And then those of you with the soles of the feet together, start to release. And then we set ourselves up for our final resting pose, Shavasana. So if you need to put any layers on, put some layers on. If there's any other movement for you that needs to happen, whether that's a twist or anything else that needs to happen for you, and feel free to take that movement. Any blankets that you want to have, any eye masks that you might have, which are really nice, just a bit of weight on the eyelids can feel nice. And then once you've found that seat, we're going to do a little humming sound where we hum on the exhale. So just get yourself all set up. Let your body find as much space as it needs. Take a couple of swallows. Maybe take the tongue and whiz it around the mouth, lick the lips. Then we take a breath in, a nice light breath in. And a hum sound on the exhale. So you're feeling a vibration of the lips. The body's releasing down. You can do that a couple more times. Inhaling. Humming sound as you exhale. Breathing in. Humming sound as you exhale. And then let go of your effort. Allowing the body to soften and sink into the mat. Relaxing any areas of tension. Letting go of the weight of the day. And just bringing your awareness to the crown of your head. Imagining a gentle connection to the sky above, the universe above. Feeling connected to the higher energy above you. A reminder you are supported and safe. Take your awareness to the space between your eyebrows. The center of your forehead, your third eye. And just imagine a soft, calming energy here. Let this space soften. Allow your thoughts to slow down. Letting go of any mental chatter. You are here in this moment, fully present. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest, your heart space. Imagine warmth and openness growing here. Let your heart soften. You are open, you are loved, you're at peace. Moving your awareness to your navel, your solar plexus. Feel a gentle warmth here. Sense of personal power and calm. With every breath, feel the tension in your body releasing. And with each exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper into relaxation. Take your attention to your feet. Feel the energy in the soles of your feet, grounding you to the earth beneath you. Let your body release into the ground, feeling secure, rooted, and supported. Feeling any tension in your legs, ankles, and feet to dissolve. Feel the weight of the world melt away. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine, your sacrum. Feel the support here, the strong foundation beneath you. Letting go of any fear, anxiety, or restlessness. You are firmly rooted in this moment, with nothing else to do but simply be. Feel your body relax into the earth. Feeling calm and at ease and peace. And as you continue to breathe, know that this is a space of stillness. You are healing, you're opening up your energy within you, around you. And with each breath, you're nurturing your body, your mind, your spirit. And slowly start to deepen your breath. Lengthening the inhale. Lengthening the exhale. And as you lengthen the breath, very gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then work your way towards a stretch in your own time, making any sounds that you want to make, the size you want to take. And once you've had your stretch, you can bring the knees in towards your chest. You can hug them in. It might feel nice to move side to side. It might feel nice to stay still. And then we'll either take the right arm over the head or the left arm, and you roll onto that side. So whatever arm goes over your head, roll to that side. And just enjoy this shape where you're rolling to one side, so you can feel space in the back body. Breathe there. And then find your way up nice and slowly up to a cross-legged position. Setting up nice and tall. Take a moment here to remove any flesh, so you're feeling the sitting bones rooted down. Let your shoulders relax. And just take a moment to meet yourself after your practice. Body, your mind, your heart. And then place the palms of your hands together. Okay, mudra, which is Anjali Mudra. This gesture. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, very gently bow everything down to the wisdom of your heart, honoring you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for taking the time, for showing up. Om Shanti, which means peace. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for letting me take you through. That was a 60-minute version of Nurturing Flow. And I hope you enjoyed the practice. You feel a little bit rested or a little bit more stretched. So just some key things for this class structure to think about, some key kind of principles. So it is a slow class. As you can see, it moves very differently to the Hotpod flow. It's very, very slow and stretchy. So you're kind of holding poses for about 2 to 3 minutes. And that's really nice when you've got the heat as well, especially some of the kind of nice hip openers like pigeon and lizard pose that will feel really nice, allowing a bit more time in those shapes. And you'll notice in terms of the poses, it doesn't ever go any higher than a downward facing dog. So when you're teaching Nurturing Flow, you wouldn't be expected to see any of like the warriors poses, warrior 1, warrior 2, extended side angle, balancing poses. It's all really low. So it's really low to the earth because it's a grounding practice. So you wouldn't go any higher than a downward facing dog in that sequence. In the structure. And then also in terms of the vinyasas, you wouldn't take any chaturanga dandasana, so no low planks to upward. It's all very low, so it stays like a baby cobra version. So you wouldn't be taking people through vinyasas. They're done slowly, and then we take the option with the knees down. And there's various different plays on knees down and different ways you can do that, but you wouldn't take it any more than that. So that's kind of quite key, that those kind of are not in that structure of the class. You'll also notice that it is a prop heavy class, so like, you know, encourage people to bring props with them when you're setting up, because it moves really slowly and you've got 2 or 3 minutes in each shape. That gives you more opportunity to assist. For those of you that love doing hands-on assists and stuff, you kind of have an opportunity to to get in and kind of assist and support people a little bit more in the practice too, if that's your thing, if you enjoy assisting. And you'll also notice then Shavasana is a very long 10 minutes, which is like delicious to be able to give people 10 minutes. And in that kind of 10 minutes, you can do a body scan if that's your kind of thing, like I guided you through a little energy center body scan. I mean, you all have your own different ways of doing this. And then you can also do a yoga nidra if you have time. 10 minutes is quite, you might have a short version of it, but you can also do a yoga nidra if that's your jam as well. So you can add that in. So we like that relaxation at the end to be a little bit longer. Normally in a Hotpod flow, you'll see it's about 5 minutes. For nurturing flow, we'd like it to be kind of a like 10 minutes. So I would say those are kind of like the key kind of principles is don't go any higher than a downward facing dog. Keep it all kind of quite low. Hold people in the poses for 2 to 3. It's not a yin practice. There's a difference. Like yin tends to be like 3 to 10 minutes or longer. So it's not like a yin practice. It is, it's still a vinyasa, but it's a slow vinyasa. So it's like 2 to 3 breaths in that. Avoid any upward dogs in it. Keep it kind of quite low. Have the knees drop down. So energetically, that will move nicely along with everything else that you've done. And then give the class kind of like 10 minutes of relaxation, adding in body scan. For some people, lying for 10 minutes without any guidance from a teacher can be too much. So if you want to do your body scans or yoga nidras, do. And also it allows for time for you to assist and adjust if that's your jam. But also if you like doing massages in Shavasana, then you've got opportunity, like you've got a fair bit of time to kind of do that. Normally it's a quick whiz around, right? So there's a bit more time to do that as well. So that's kind of the principles around it. I'd love to hear some thoughts from you, any questions that you might have for me, anything that you want to check in on whilst you're all here. So feel free to unmute yourself and let me know.
Hi there. Helen and I, my friend of mine who's here with me, we both teach at Hotpod, and we're both relatively new to nurturing, but we've done a couple of classes.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. I went off at the end, and when you started talking again, I kind of came back to life again. So that was lovely. It's given us some really good tips. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, is that kind of how you were teaching it?
We were doing, well, I know Helen and I teach similar styles, and we were doing a bit more than that. So it's actually nice to see that it can slow down even that bit more, because I do the rest and restore on a Sunday as well, and that's obviously that much slower.
Yeah.
Balance, like rest and restore, then nurturing, then
yeah. So it is, and for some teachers, like lots of teachers love teaching the Hotpod flow because it's energizing and you're moving and a lot. And sometimes teaching this style of practice is not always for every teacher because some people find it boring. Students find it boring. I really like teaching it. I like slower classes. I think we all need to slow down more, but that's my preference. But yeah, so it kind of gives you invite to like have a little bit more like silence.
Yes.
And just be comfortable with that. I know sometimes as teachers we feel like we have to fill the gap and to say loads in that.
Not having to feel like you have to fill all those spaces with talk and getting people used to the silence. I think that's something that when I first started teaching it, I wasn't very used to. I kept filling the spaces.
Yes. Yeah.
So the more you're like, okay,
be quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I get that totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So less is more in that practice in nurturing. Yeah. And you can, if you want to, it lends itself as well. Like we do it more in rest and restore. There's pranayama in the rest and restore, but you could in the nurturing do a pranayama as well if you wanted to add that in as well, if that was something that you like teaching. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anything coming up? Love to hear.
Hey, Sunita.
Hi,
Hello. I've got Grace with me as well and Sophia. The fly. I think one thing which I've had from the team is I think we all feel like the nurturing flows that we all do just feel the same. Like, you know, it always is into the lizard, always into the pigeon, and I just a bit of guidance on sort of mixing up a little bit or
Yeah, definitely. So I know because you kind of tend to see lizard in the Hotpod flow, and so it's probably nice. But what you can do, which is nice, is you can always start with seated, cross-legged. I don't know if you've had a look in, or if you have got the teacher handbook, which we are excited about because it's rebranded. But in the teacher handbook, you will see lots of different variations. So Kelly, in like Nurturing Flow 6, there's no lizard.
okay.
If you don't want a lizard.
Oh.
If you don't want to, but in that one, it's really nice because it's neck stretches, circling, seated, side stretch body. Yeah, and oh no, there's a little baby lizard in there. Sorry, my bad. That is, but you can take that out, and because the thing is, pigeon figure 4 will kind of also get into the hips as well. So there's a bit of freedom within it as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other kind of? Oh, Helen. Oh, thanks, Helen. I didn't know you were there. Thanks. Cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
So I'm always a little bit nervous about doing quite long forward folds in nurturing, just because I tend to get a bit dizzy when I do them. And I came out of your folds there with a malasana.
Yeah.
Can you give any other suggestions for like nice way to combat that sort of head rush when you come out of a forward fold if you've been holding it for a while in the heat?
In the heat, yeah. It's just not, maybe if you find that people are like finding it too much to be in a fold for that long. I actually don't keep people in a fold for that long in the heat, if I'm honest. And then I kind of drop them into squat pose pretty quickly to avoid that kind of like dizzy spell.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you normally do?
I tend to be honest, I just tend to avoid like a forward fold in nurturing. I just sort of avoid it.
Yeah. I mean, you can have it for like not so long, for 2 to 3 minutes. You can have it for like 3 or 4 breaths and then drop people in. So it could you can simply do it as a walk from downward dog to a forward fold, which will stretch the back body for a couple of breaths, and then you can drop them straight into a squat pose. That's what I would do. Anyone else? What would anyone else do? Because I think the walk up to downward dog and then just holding it for a couple of minutes, it's still it's got that stretch for the back body, and then dropping into squat instead of keeping it for 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah.
Thanks.
Good.
Hi, I had a
Hi,
question.
Lynn.
Hello, how are you doing, Sunita?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I just had a question because one of the students was asking me, so with the new interface of the app at the moment, it's got, some dots next to the nurturing, foundation, or dynamic.
Yeah.
And those dots represent, I'm guessing, the intensity of the class.
Yes. Do you know why I'm hesitating? Because we literally had a meeting about this head office yesterday about the intensity of. Oh, Helen, are you online? I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Was that what we kind of were talking about yesterday, about like what the little raindrops, and does that represent the intensity? Oh, Rachel,
I am here. I believe it's being reviewed. It's sitting with the marketing team, I believe, at the moment. So more to come on that, but it definitely is being looked at, because there has been.
Because there were some students that were wondering about because the nurturing at the moment, I think the nurturing has the foundation, I think, has 1 dot, and the nurturing has 2 dots.
correct. I believe that is how it is at the moment, but yes, thank you, Liz. It's really good feedback.
That's all right.
I think we'll have an update on that hopefully soon, but yeah, it's all valid. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Because nurturing actually can sometimes be challenging for students in a different way, right? Just moving in such a slower way and having so much like silence. People sometimes find it easier to keep moving, and actually it can be challenging in a different way sometimes. So yeah, but we are reviewing that. Thanks, Helen. Good. Any other kind of questions on teaching like nurturing, flow? You all happy? Great. I hope it's given you a flavour of like the pace of the class, the flow of the class, and some things to kind of consider when you are teaching the class. But I just want to say thank you for joining. Thank you for giving up your time today. We really appreciate it. We'll be running these like every other month, so we'll take a different class structure each time. And dive into each one, and please let us know your feedback if you find it helpful, yeah, we kind of put these on you know, from feedback that you will give us as well. Feel free to stay online if you have got any questions for me, and I'll stay online because we've got like 10 or so minutes. So if you want to, please stay online. Otherwise, a big thank you from me. We will record, this has been recorded, so we will send it out to you if you've got teachers or other people that want to have a little look, then feel free to share. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you soon. Thanks, everyone. Stay. Oh, hi, Alice Martin. Hi, Hotpod Leicester. Love the picture, Tash. Oh, Holly Evans. Hi, Tash. Long time no see.
Long time. That was a very old picture.
That was what?
That's 2016 Tash winning a night in Ireland. I didn't even get to, I didn't get to enjoy it because baby was asleep on me. She's over here, hold on.
Hello. Oh my God, spitting image of you, Tash.
You right, everyone says she's Joe. Everyone says she's Joe.
Really?
But,
oh my God, so cute.
yeah.
How old is she now?
She turned 1. We had a pod party on Sunday. Or a purple tracksuit like Nick. That's one called.
Oh my God. I love that.
Good to see you anyway.
Yeah, nice seeing you. Thanks for joining. Hope that kind of was helpful if you got a bit of time.
I had 2 of my teachers were doing it. I didn't get to see any of it.
Ah, okay. It's recorded. Watch it when you get an hour or so free.
I literally thought, oh, I'm going to get a nice little bit, but this one.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Say bye. Wave.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon. Take care.
I'm off this leave.